Oh, yay. Okay. Looks like it started already. That's great. Okay, perfect. Yay. So as you arrive, be sure to say, hi there, and let's glow, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So I am so happy to be here with you guys. If you're here live, it's September 18th, and it's Rosh Hashanah. So it's Happy New Year. It's Jewish New Year. And I want to wish everyone a joyous joyous time of transitions and transformations. So that is our theme for today, transitions and transformations. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be channeling about that, and we're going to be doing some energetic shifting and gifting for sure. So it's great to be here with you guys. And I'm going to pop over to the messenger chat just to make sure that you guys know that we're here. All right, so let's see here. Okay, good. So it's showing that. Give me just a second to make sure everything is rocking and rolling right along. Let's glow. Yay. So it looks like Joan and Clint are here with us. Clint, it's so nice having you back, honey. That's awesome. Joan, I'm so glad to see you. So that's great. Okay, I'm nudging, and you guys feel free to type both on the messenger chat and also on the actual comments for the live stream. And if you're watching this in replay land, hi, replay people. We're going to give you a big heart out in replay land as well. So one thing we're going to do to start with is we're actually just going to do about a minute of Reiki and angelic toning. So we're going to have some shifting and really just opening deeper into the higher vibrations. And we're going to start with that right away. And then we will see where everybody's at and what's kind of on your plate and what you'd like to get some support with today. Because as you know, we always show up with completely no agenda. And it's very spontaneous, which is why it's called winging it. Guide-a-thons, we have sometimes a little bit of a plan, but no script, and we definitely go with the flow with that, as well as with Angelic Money Reiki. And what's so special about the winging it too is that everyone gets to be here live on the Facebook. So it's nice to get to connect with you in different ways. So let's start with some angelic and Reiki imbued toning. And so if you can hear me, I'm going to do a practice tone. Practice tone. Can you hear me? So you can put a thumbs up or a heart in the Facebook live stream if you're here with me live and you can hear me, or you can put it on the messenger chat. And we're going to jump right in. We're also going to choose some angel cards today. We're going to do some mini angel card readings. That'll be kind of fun. Great. Hey, so good, so good, so good. Ivy's here. Let's glow. Woohoo. So good to have you here as well. Okay, so you can either just receive the angelic toning and just listen and listen, or if you feel like making some sacred sounds as well, please feel free to do that. It really wouldn't matter if we could hear you. It would be fine because this is a total judgment-free, 100% positive spiritual family. But as it turns out, this is a Facebook live stream, so we can't hear you. So if your voice cracks or whatever, no one can hear you. So it's like dance like nobody's watching, sing and chant like nobody's listening. Your angels are listening now. So with your intent, if you're going to chant with me, Or if you're just listening, which is also fine, you can be yang and participate more actively. You can be yin and just receive and allow. Either way, we're going to focus our intention on one or more qualities. So what are the qualities that you want to bring in? What are some qualities that you want to feel more of within you, and that you want to magnetize more outside here in your life, in your home, in your relationships, in your abundance, in your life experience? So go ahead and type 1 or 2 words. You can put them in capital letters if you like, for your intent with this angelic toning session. And I'll give you guys a moment to do that. And I'm going to put extra intent with my focus to bless you with those intentions. I'm going to go ahead and relay the page so I can see your comments. All right. And so, what are your intentions for the angelic toning? Type your word or a couple of words. For example, abundance, peace, love, health, breath, harmony, bliss, etc. I want to see what you guys are cultivating, because this is a divine co-creation. So Ivy is intending family, harmony, and peace. Beautiful. And mine is home. So I'm going to type mine. Okay. And how about you, Clint and Joan? And anyone else who's joining us live, do you have an intention that you want to add? Give you guys a few more seconds, then we're going to jump in. Okay, so we're going to center in our hearts. If you like, you can place your hands together into Namaste, which in Reiki we call Gasho. It means hands together. And if you do it the Gasho style, your hands start out over your heart, and then they come up to your third eye, so that this knuckle of your thumbs, these knuckles are touching your third eye and helping to open your third eye. And the purpose of this step is it's helping to align the highest will, God's will and divine truth, with your hands and your heart and your actions. And then the third step is back to your heart again. So it's like this, and then this whenever you're ready to move the hands up. And then back to the heart. All right, so I'm going to do an audio recording backup for the angelic toning. But first, a spray. This stuff is great. It's called Vocal Ease. It's wonderful herbs for the throat. And it's great for speakers, singers, and people exposed to smoke. Like we have been in California lately and lots of other places. Or just anytime you need that soothing for the throat. I love that stuff. All right, so here we go. Ready? Yay! This is an angelic toning session via Sage with the archangels, sending blessings to you and all your loved ones. And you are invited and encouraged to tone along, to chant, to make any sacred sounds, just express emotion, energy and motion, and put your intention with the sound. And that's a yang way of experiencing this. Or you can just perceive and receive and listen and listen and just be. or some combination of the two. Thank you, angels. Feel the opening of your heart. Feel the expansion of your wings. Feel the upliftment of your soul. Feel the clarity in your mind. Feel the peace in your being. It is my joy to share this with you here in Archangel Michael's Wisdom School and beyond. I am sending you so much love, and I'd love to hear how you feel. How was that for you? What are you observing in this divine moment? The angels, in particular Archangels Raphael and Michael and Gabriel, who wove this very beautifully, and some of your other guides, angels and ascended masters, may have also attended for you in particular, because you get to experience this in a very personalized way and in a customized way each time you listen. So your loving guides and mine are encouraging you to listen to this healing at least 3 times a week for the next several weeks. Many blessings. Wow. How do you guys feel? Who's feeling energy on that? I really feel this feeling of being uplifted, almost like I'm being held on the angel's wings. That's my perception of this beautiful healing. And feel free to type in a comment or in our group chat. And if you're hearing the replay, then go ahead and just type here. How did this angelic toning for upliftment make you feel? The angels encourage you to re-listen to this 3 times a week or more for the next several weeks. It was my joy to share that with you. Beautiful. So while you guys are sharing your thoughts there, I'm going to do something fun here, which is I'm going to get us set up for an angel card reading. So everyone who's here live can choose a number. We have 32 angel cards in this subset of the angel card deck. So choose a number between 1 and 32. If you feel like you need to choose more than one number, you can. I would say don't choose more than 2 numbers. Okay, so you'll tell me your number. You feel warm, calm, and held. Oh, that's perfect. That's so perfect, Clint. Thank you. And Joan's intention is more joy and faith. Beautiful. So Joan is choosing a 3 and an 8. Excellent. So how about Ivy and Clint and whoever else is here with us live? You guys can choose a number now between 1 and 32. My number is 4. Just trust your intuition. Don't overthink it. Just boom. A number between 1 and 32. Go. And if you're watching the replay, you won't really get to choose a number, but you might notice if one of the numbers chosen was a number that you chose, and you'll get to see the card for it. Otherwise, you can just see which guidances apply to you. Ivy has a 17. Okay. So here comes a 3. Clint, what number are you choosing? I see Joan is a 3 and an 8. Ivy is a 17. Oh, Annie's here. Yay! Annie's in the house. Woot, woot. Annie's a 21. Perfect. Clint, we still need your number. Okay. So here comes the 3. So the 3 is ideas and inspiration. So Joan and anyone who chose a 3, this is a time for you to really focus on your creativity and also to do a lot of self-reflection, journaling, meditation, and prayer, and ask for that guidance and trust the guidance that you get. So ideas and inspiration, that's number 3. Yay. All right. My number was 4. So I got surrender and release. So I feel like I've been surrendering and releasing, but this current time in my life, there are more layers of surrendering and releasing. And so I know what that's referring to. It relates to having trust about an important life transition that I'm in the middle of, that I'm not quite ready to talk about, but I know that that's relevant and it makes sense for me. So surrender and release, I'm surrendering and releasing, and I'm cultivating deep trust and faith that how it all lands and how it all unfolds is exactly as I need it to be. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next number we have coming up is an 8. So 5, 6, 7. So here's an 8. So Joan, very similar to ideas and inspiration, is study. So anyone who's resonating with this number and this card right now, I would recommend that you ask yourself, what do I need to study? And my personal vote would be that wisdom school would pop up as one of your things that you want to go deeper with and avail yourself more of, because I know for a fact that almost none of you have done everything that's already in there, and we're always adding more. And there might be some tools and teachings and healings, in particular the audios. I really encourage all of you guys to do more with those, that you want to immerse in more. So that would be one possibility, but there could be all sorts of other things that you are meant to study at this time. Now, that may or may not mean signing up for a new program. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, or what have you. It could also be something as simple as, like, what's coming to my mind with this is studying a foreign language again with the free Duolingo app, Duolingo. It's a really cool free app that you have on the phone. I have it on my phone. I think it works for other types of phones too. And it was so fun 5 years ago when I was doing a lot with that to learn French. And really, since my big trip to Europe 5 years ago, I haven't done anything with languages at all. So I'm kind of feeling like, yeah, I want to study more about languages. I want to study more about certain types of cooking. COVID and shelter in place is a great time to do more study, perhaps with arts, with cooking, with languages, with, star constellations or gardening or, whatever it is that's kind of like an interest or a hobby or like a could be hobby for you, or it could be something more professional, right? Like a professionally oriented study. So some ideas. I'd love to hear what resonated for you with that. Joan, what was the bingo? I'd love to hear what was the bingo. You got a bingo on that. Yay, B-I-N-G-O. So that was 8. So Joan's going to tell us what resonated there. And all of you might have something more to study. So set an intention for this fall season. We're coming into the fall equinox or the spring equinox, our wonderful folks in the land down under. And so what would you like to study more this season? All sorts of things. You could study stock market trading. You could study different political things, history. Whatever, right? You can learn almost anything online now. Really, you can basically learn anything, right? And some of them are free, and some of them are inexpensive, and some of them are worth investing in. Just depends on how deep you want to go. So that was number 8. And the next number, yeah, we did go to Paris, Annie. I'll post a picture of me. I have one of me and the 2 boys at the Eiffel Tower. I also have another fun picture another fun France picture of me and Mark and the boys in a restaurant. So I'll post those today just for fun. Yeah, have you ever been to France, or what other countries have you guys been to? I know we can't really travel right now because COVID, but like that's not going to go on forever, right? So my next place where I want to travel to is Europe again. And I want to do a retreat in Ireland. So I've been kind of just percolating on that and jonesing on that for 5 years. So as soon as the bans are lifted, and all that, I can take a look at, is that going to be 2022? Is it going to be 2023, 2024? Sometimes I have a few years in between retreats, right? It's okay, it'll be in divine timing. So that was our number 8, was study. I totally hear you, Joan. I know there's so much in wisdom school, and I do want to tell you guys, keep the excitement pumped, because I'm still moving things over. There's so much to move. It's like moving a whole library. I feel like it's like the Hogwarts, like big like library rooms with all the books from floor to ceiling, like this. We have this magical, library here, and I'm moving it from our old software, which was called Member Vault, which is not bad. It was a lot better than the first one we were with, which was Thinkific, which was really, really bad. Member Vault's not bad. But I moved my entire business practically to this new software. I have an affiliate link for it. If anyone's curious, just let me know and I'll give you my link. And it's called Kartra. And it's incredible, incredible. Monica loves it. Mark loves it. Robin loves it. Everyone that, I'm saving like $500 a month by using that instead of 4 other systems. And everything's integrated, and it's just beautiful. So we're going to have our new and improved member portal soon, which will be organized instead of like chronologically as we were doing things, because we were just kind of going, okay, module 1, module 2, module 3, here's what we're doing as we're going along, right? Now it's going to be arranged thematically. So you want to focus on abundance, there's a whole section for that. You want to focus on health, there's a section for that. You want to focus on love and relationships, there's a section for that. You want to focus on intuitive development, there's a section for that, etc. So I think it's going to be a lot more fun and user-friendly in that sense, because then you can really dig deeper into a particular topic and everything in that topic, regardless of when Archangel Michael and our divine team and I created it. It'll all be grouped together. So tell me if that sounds good to you guys. Give me like a thumbs up or a smiley face if you're excited about our new member portal, which I will get available for you very soon. Meanwhile, you can still access everything that's in the existing portal. We'll have some overlap time, and the new one isn't open yet, but it will be. I'm working on it, I promise. So that was number 8. The next number we're looking for is, I believe, a 17, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17. Here we go. 17 people. Here we go. So who's 17? Clint, and was it Annie? I think so. Okay, whoever wanted the 17. Ooh, self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Okay, so this is a time for you to stop judging yourself, stop shitting all over yourself and wondering why it's taking you so long to XYZ. Now is the time to be at total peace with where you are now, with the choices that you've made and how you got here, because you are still here, dear one. You're still here. You're alive and kicking. You're on your path more and more. You're looking in the mirror of self-reflection. Archangel Michael's shield of truth is a mirror of self-reflection. So he's handing you that mirror, and he's helping you to see how beautiful and worthy you are. How wonderful you are. And yes, you're not perfect, because you're human and you're learning and you're a masterpiece in progress. And you also are perfect, because you're perfectly lovable and you are God embodied. So anyone who's getting this self-acceptance and resonating with this, we really encourage you to do some self-love journaling and to really beef up or tofu up if you're vegan your self-love practices. And self-acceptance is a little bit different than self-love, but it encompasses self-love, it encompasses self-respect, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-celebration, and the key word here is acceptance. So it's really also about that, making peace with what is and being in the present moment. Okay, so that's your reading for everyone who chose 17 and resonates with self-acceptance. Let me know how that's landing for you guys. Beautiful. And Annie says she's been to France several times. Your daughter was married in Paris? Wow, to a wonderful French guy. Now you have 2 bilingual grandsons. How awesome. That is so cool. Yeah, French it took a little longer to grow on me than Spanish, because Spanish is so easy. And maybe that's because I'm part Spanish. I'm actually 1/8 from Spain, Spanish, genetically and by blood. And I studied a lot of Spanish in high school and college. And I didn't study any French. So when it was time to, I need to at least learn some basic French here, it took me a little while to get more comfortable with the pronunciation and things like that. But once I got going on it, I just completely fell in love with it. Like, it's just such a gorgeous language. And, people say the French people are snooty and don't like Americans, but that wasn't my experience at all. That was not at all our experience. As I think that they just don't like Americans who don't care about the French culture, and just, Americans who, or anyone who comes over with a sort of entitlement, superiority attitude. And so, of course, we didn't do that, and you wouldn't do that either, right? So if you go over with an open heart and an open mind, and you're curious, and you want to learn about the culture, and you make an effort to speak the language, and you're doing it in a respectful and kind-hearted way. I mean, we just found people were extremely warm, and, and it's fascinating. It's beautiful. So I can't wait to get back to Europe for sure. So I saw next number 21. For some reason, my comments are, I'm pretty sure it was 21, but let me just check here. Was that like that for you in France as well? I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on that. I think 21 is next. Just a second here. Sometimes Facebook doesn't show the comments on one device, so I very sneakily and cleverly use more than one device. So there we go. It's great to be with you guys. Just curious. Okay, so there's 21, which was Annie. Okay, yes, excellent. So that was 17. So now we're 18, 19, 20, 21. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Harmony. And that's obviously for you too, Ivy, because that was one of your intentions. And Ivy, you need to pick a number. So Annie, harmony. So when you feel into the concept of harmony, the vibration of harmony, the value of harmony, where is harmony located? And this is a question for you, Annie, and it's for everybody who resonates with this. Where is harmony located in your body? Where is harmony located in your environment, in your home, or wherever you are right now? In place. In relationships, where is harmony? And where is your ultimate source of harmony? Where is your ultimate source of harmony? So you guys can type my ultimate source of harmony is. And I find harmony, and just fill in the blank. I find harmony. Where do you find harmony? I feel harmony, and fill in the blank. My source, my ultimate source of harmony is. I find harmony, and I feel harmony. And those could be like when and where and how, you know. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Harmony. Okay. Anyone else have any numbers between 21 and 32? It will be the last call for that. I'm going to go ahead and do my own assignment. So my ultimate, and you guys are doing this too, my ultimate source of harmony is source. My ultimate source of harmony is source. I find harmony, and you guys are completing that sentence too. I find harmony. Go ahead and type. You can type it right here on our comments of our live stream replay. You're typing it on the comments of our Facebook live stream, live or replay. You can also type it on the comments of our YouTube if you're watching this in the portal. It might be in YouTube. So wherever you can type it. So I find harmony. I find harmony. My answers to that are, I find harmony when I'm in nature. I find harmony by the water. I find harmony when I write. And the last one was, I feel harmony. And Annie says, my ultimate source of harmony is my highest self. That's beautiful. That's so great. So right on. I feel harmony. Huh. I was surprised. I surprised myself. I feel harmony when I dance, especially barefoot. And what I meant is like barefoot out on the dirt, on the earth. I can't remember the last time I did that. Carolyn is here. Carolyn's in the house. Woot woot. Carolyn says my ultimate source of harmony is in flow and ease. So good. That's beautiful. So is there anything else to add? I feel harmony when I sing. I feel harmony when I'm laughing with loved ones. I feel harmony with loving touch, such as hugs. I feel harmony when I'm teaching and connecting with my beautiful soul tribe. There we go. You guys are the icing on the cake. You're the icing on the cake of my harmony cake. Beautiful. That's great. Is there any number between 22 and 32 that's calling to anybody? Last call. Do 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 do. I'm kind of getting 25. Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24. 5. I'm going to look at 25 and 26 because auditorily, clairaudiently, I'm getting 25, but clairvoyantly, looking at the physical card, 26 is glowing with light. So it's like, me too. Pick me. So let's see who else is resonating with 25 and 26, and then we're going to be complete with our mini readings. Oh, interesting. new love, and intention. So this is probably relevant for more than one person here. So who is this for? New love and intention. It feels like those kind of go together. So new love could be calling in your divine right mate. New love could be bringing new energy of love into an existing relationship. And it's partnered with intention. So put the intention you need now on all the ways in which you are ready to attract, recognize, nurture, enjoy, co-create, and celebrate new love in some way in your heart, in your life, and in your relationship or relationships, and or with your divine right mate, your body, mind, heart, and soulmate. So there we have it. All right, now we're complete. Yay! Beautiful. How did you guys enjoy our mini readings? And I really feel like that angelic toning was just, wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what's resonating for you guys. And does anyone have a question? It could be unrelated to anything that we just explored with our mini readings. Just anything else that you need support with, that you need clarity about, or that you'd like a kind of a mini HeartSeat, or for us to be prayer partners for you. So we are here for you. So this is your chance to ask for 100% of what you need and desire, and to be supported. So anybody wants something for a reading, for a healing, something you want to learn, like a teaching of a skill that you could use some support with, honing a skill, or prayer, or anything else that's not on the list. I'll give you guys a chance to request accordingly. And if no one wants or needs that, then we'll wrap up early. We go with the divine flow. Annie says, I resonate with the intention to attract my divine right mate. Absolutely. And you so deserve it. Anyone who desires to magnetize love with a sacred partner, divine right mate, deserves to be able to do that. The 4 steps that Spirit taught me are: love yourself unconditionally, radiantly, my mouth is radiantly and radically. So the self-love. And if you're in the Radiant Radical Self-Love course, you can type Radiant Radical Self-Love. I think it's radiantradicalselflove.com, I believe, for just that one course about self-love. And anyone who's in the mother wound healing, you guys have the entire self-love course as a bonus in your home module. Those of you who are in wisdom school and who aren't in the self-love course or the mother wound healing course, which includes the self-love course, you have some self-love goodies in wisdom school, and you have some self-love goodies, like excerpts from the self-love course, in Angelic Abundance Activator. There's also like a 4 or 8 day immersion in it there. So probably you have some self-love goodies, right? And if you want or need more, just message me if you're like, I'm not sure which resources I have for self-love. Okay, but I can tell you that the self-love is absolutely the foundation for manifesting divine right mate, sacred partnership. Number 2 is healing the past, turning your wounds into wisdom. Specifically, it's really all of your emotional wounds and old patterns, but especially with romantic relationships and your sexuality. And of course, we're doing some of that in the Mother Wound program. And one technique that I recommend people do is do a highest self communication and healing with any ex-partners that it feels like there's still anything left to heal with. So that's a great one. 3rd step is clarifying your heart's desire. clarifying exactly what you want and need, both in the partner, like what type of partner you want at this stage in your life. And that can change over time too, right? So who you would have manifested a year ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago would be quite different from who you are manifesting now, or the type of relationship that you want to create. And you can apply this if you're even in a relationship too, right? Applies for couples as well as singles and everyone in between. So getting really clear about, these are my must-haves, these are my would be nice, but it's not essential, and these I don't care about either way. You don't have to even define those just kind of flow. And these are my deal breakers, right? And you can literally write these things down so you're super clear, so you don't end up settling for less and putting up with someone who's exhibiting deal breaker behavior and isn't willing to change in that department, or unable to change in that department. And that you don't settle for being in a relationship that either never satisfied your must-haves or no longer satisfies your must-haves. You know, sometimes people change, you know, over time, relationships change. So that's number 3, is clarifying your heart's desire, and really your mind and your spirit and your physical desires too. So being really clear about all of those categories as much as you possibly can, and then paying attention while you're in the relationship, while you're dating, you know, paying attention to what this person actually is doing, and not just being caught up with the projection, the lust and horniness, the chemistry, right? Which is like brain chemicals flooding through us with the infatuation stage. Dopamine. Everyone is a dope for like the first 6 months in a new relationship. Once you're sleeping with someone, there's like all this dopamine that makes you high. It creates this in-loveness high. But dopamine doesn't last. It starts to go down after 6 months, and after 2 years of being in a relationship, you're back to a completely normal level of dopamine. So what a relationship has to have to last is the oxytocin type of level of connection, which is lasting, more in-depth bonding. And oxytocin is also the chemical that we have when we're holding a baby, and when we're breastfeeding, or when we're just bonding with a child, especially a baby. So it's not sexually based. It's more heart based. It's more about tenderness. Does this make sense? Does this all make sense? A little mini course in sacred partnership and sacred soulmate manifestation and co-creation of the relationship. So that's the 3rd step, is clarifying your heart's desire. Be really clear about what you want and what is actually happening out here, and using your no and your yes muscles appropriately, because you love yourself enough and you use healthy communication to either say no or yes, or to change a relationship, or whatever you need to do with that, because you're very clear about your vision and what you desire and deserve. And the 4th step is manifesting and creating lasting love, right? So the 4th step is the manifesting and creating it. And some of these steps are happening simultaneously. They're kind of like flowing together. And particularly the self-love and healing go really well together and are very integrated, and the clarifying and the manifesting and co-creating are very integrated as well. Yeah, so let me know how much of that resonates and makes sense, and if anybody else needs any further support with any of these things that we're talking about today, please reach out to me, reach out to one another, reach out to our community. We're here for you. We're celebrating you. And Annie says, I'd like a reading or prayer to find guidance for my next step. And Carolyn says, motivation in my job. I find it's been difficult to connect with business owners in this current climate. Right. Okay. It is like making phone calls, but it's the most effective way to book the appointments I need to have to close business and make money. Right. Okay. Good. So let's take a look and feel into that. I'm going to jump in with Carolyn's question first, because it looked like you typed first. And then, Annie, we're going to come back to you for reading or prayer about next steps. Okay, perfect. So we'll just do those two. And that sounds great. Thank you for asking for what you need, ladies. So Carolyn, a couple of downloads that are coming for you about your business building. It does not feel like it's time to change to a totally different line of work. There might be other things that you switch to later or that you add in later. But right now it's still like the right kind of work is the hit that I'm getting. It's these are the two pieces that we're shining a spotlight on that will help. One is, yes, you do need to book the calls, but you need to change how you're running your energy and how you're running the calls. So, yeah, finding more people. We're going to get to that in point number 2, appropriate clients. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But now let's just talk about the calls themselves. So, what are you currently doing before you get on the call? Let's say someone's booked a call. It's like a, discovery session, strategy session, a free consultation. They want to learn more about what you and your company can do for them and their business. So they booked a call. What do you do in the 5 or 10 minutes before you get on the call? Tell us what you're currently doing, typically, in the 5 or 10 minutes before the call starts. Type. And we're going to help you up level how you run your calls, the before, during, and after. And we're going to do some coaching about that. And I want to start with where you're at so that the coaching is personalized for you. Okay, focus on them and how I can help their business. Good. So how are you focusing? Like, what are you actually doing? What techniques are you doing? Are you looking at their website? Are you making a list of ideas? Or, how are you focusing? Are you reading their Facebook, profile? Or those are just some ideas for what some people might be doing. And then we're going to show some other ideas too. Okay, so there's a couple ideas, right? But the most important that we want to add to the mix is actually the spiritual component. Because sometimes when we're in business mode and we're like wearing our business hat, we just get really left-brained and we get really like, okay, really yang and like, okay, so here I go. I'm figuring things out, and I'm figuring out how I'm going to say this and what they need, and it's very strategic. You can do things like looking at their Facebook, looking at their social media, looking at their website. Those are all great strategic things to help you kind of brainstorm a little before you get on with them. Are they filling out an application? Is there like an application where they answer questions before they even talk to you? Because I highly, highly, highly recommend that. The application is golden. It's so important. And then on the spiritual level, the most important thing to do is actually to be in gratitude. So God is literally sending you a human being that you may be able to help. You'll probably help them at least even on the free call, right? Without like fully giving away the store and solving all their problems in the free call, which, they need more than just the free call. But you might give them some tidbits or some inspiration on the free call. And if they're a fit, then this is actually a really precious opportunity to help another human being. And not only are you helping them, because when you're helping business owners, you're not just helping that business owner and, of course, their family and everyone they're connected to, financially. But you're also helping everyone that their business helps. So let's say you help a business owner and her company is a line of clothing. It's a maternity clothing that's organic. Just throwing out an idea, right? So it's like a more affordable, organic maternity wear that makes women feel beautiful, but also is comfortable and organic. By the way, someone should be doing that, right? Whoever's not doing that, go ahead and run with that as a business idea. So let's say that's the business that you're helping. You are, it's like a portal. Helping this one person, this conversation that you're having, it's actually like an opening to help thousands of other people or millions of other people, depending upon the size of the business. So going into a deep state of gratitude, taking a minute, either before or after you're doing your strategizing of like, oh, okay, how can I help them? I'm reading their application, I'm looking at their social media, I'm looking at their website, I'm maybe jotting down some ideas, I'm thinking about ideas and inspiration. I'm thinking about other clients that I've helped that might have had something similar, or my own journey, how was that something similar, so that I can help them have the peace of mind that I understand this particular problem or this particular niche, and how to help them grow, how to help them get to that next level. So that would be like testimonies or success stories or like your own journey, you know, so that it's relatable, right? And take a moment to just say, thank you, God. You know, thank you for connecting me with, you know, Sylvia and her organic maternity wear. And I ask that you bless her and ask God to bless her and her business and to bless you and your business. And if it's for the highest good, to help this line up and light up so that you can help her further. You know, so it's like, thank you, God, for bringing us this opportunity to communicate and connect and explore. And I ask for just what's the highest good for this client. And I ask for what's for the highest good for me and my business and my life as well. And if it's for the highest good that we work together, then I ask that that be made really clear and the resources are provided and divine mutual blessings unfold. Just mutual blessings unfold that are even better than either of us could ask for. So that prayer and gratitude piece really helps you get out of your head. And the head is it's great, you know. It's really helpful to have our intellect and to have our skills and to have our experience and to have our tools and our toolbox. We need all that. That's good. We're not throwing it out. We love that. This is great. We just also want to have more of that divine feminine connection with source, so that it's really not, there's no energy of neediness brought into the call, because the neediness that like, holy shit, I've got to make $3,000 more this month, you know, kind of feeling, it ends up repelling abundance and it ends up having that desperation vibe. So we just want to make sure that we're showing up with gratitude, with trust, with prayer for what's for the highest good for all. And so that would be before the call. And then during the call, I got a lot better at my closing rate, so to speak, from people who just like have not experienced my work at all before. Maybe they've read something online or they've been in my social network, but they have not been a student, they've not been a client, they haven't, you know, received any services from me or been in any kind of course or anything. And my closing rate for free sessions, they're not really like a reading or healing, they're more of like a clarity session, right? It used to be 20% and now it's about 50 or 60%. And for those who actually, their first session is a paid session and it's actually a reading of some sort, because I have those intuitive skills, my closing rate from someone who's getting an initial paid session where I can really go all out and use all my tools on their behalf and really fully serve them at their highest and deepest level, that's actually 80%. So those are all a lot better than 20%. Right? So I do have a lot of tools for that. And I've studied with, two business coaching programs in a really in-depth way about selling from the heart, and I call it divinely aligning, with your dream clients, with your soul clients. You review what you already know about their business, right? And who you're talking to, right? So they're exactly that desperation vibe. It's like, even if it's like barely conscious and you're just like trying to beat it back, like, hey, shut up, if there's still that kind of like, energy in there, they usually end up not signing up, even if you're the perfect fit, because they feel the clingy vibe, so it's really important to just be in that gratitude, in that trust, in that faith, in that, okay, I'm here to be of sacred service, and all I really want, God, is what's for their highest good and what's for my highest good, and however that turns out. So those things can really help. And then on the third piece of it is after the call. So some people will sign up right away. Some people will literally, some people say I have to think about it, or I have to check with my husband, or blah, blah, blah. And it's really, they're saying no. All right. It's just their polite way of saying no. They don't really want to say no. So they're just kind of squirming out by making some excuse. If they don't sign up right away, then if they're really at truly a maybe and not a no, then they will schedule a follow-up call. And the follow-up call shouldn't be more than like a day or 2 or 3 out. Because the longer it's out, the farther away they're going to wander, and they're going to talk themselves out of it, even if it's the right thing for them, because most people are too much in their heads, and they're too much worried about money, and they're not in that faith and trust of like, wow, this is the perfect thing. This is exactly what I want. This is going to help me get to my next level. And this investment of X amount of money is actually going to bring me in, many times X, right? Many times over. Not only this year, but like for years to come. So it becomes a no-brainer when they think of it that way. But if they're thinking of it in that head-based, fear-based, oh, I don't know where money's coming from, and my income's been lower lately, and well, it's like, shit, if their income's been lower lately, business-wise, that's why they need they need to hire you, right? Or me, or whoever it is that's the right fit for them, right? To help them actually get more into that positive spiral of abundance and do the right actions, So I'm all about like the energy and the alignment and the mindset and the clarity, right? So that people do the right thing at the right time. And then the strategies from there, the right strategies are applied. So tell me how much of this was helpful, what's resonating for you, and I want to hear from you, Carolyn, in particular, but I also want to hear from anyone else who's hearing this live or replay and got some kind of gems from this of, oh, okay, so these are some subtle yet powerful shifts in how I run my energy, how I run the call, and what I do after the call. And after the call, the end of the call is either they're signing up, or they're clearly giving you a no, or you're giving them a no, and you're like, it's not a fit. Like, it's either clearly a yes, it's clearly a no, or if it's a no, I'm not sure, I have to think about it, I have to see if I can come up with the resources, I'm not sure it's the right time, if they're kind of in that like maybe place, but there's still some energy, then they will book a follow-up call with you. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs lose a lot of money, is they don't do the follow-up. And one thing I'm finding that works really well with the follow-up, in addition to scheduling a follow-up call, is using Facebook Messenger. So that's another high-end tip for you, is you can leave voicemail message in Messenger, or you can get in a conversation with them in Messenger. One of my business coaches, who makes about $900,000 a year, said 75% of his business comes through Facebook Messenger now. 75%. What? So really being in those conversations where you're in service, you're showing up, you're asking questions, and you're showing how what you can do is exactly connecting the dots with exactly what they need. And that's why we need an application, and we need to let them do a lot of the talking on the call too. So we're really listening, we're really clear on how exactly we can help them. The gratitude makes such a difference. Exactly. 9 times out of 10, you're saving them money. So, and what you might want to do, Carolyn, is if you want, a call with me, right? We could dig deeper at, is there something going on energetically that needs to be aligned so that you attract a different caliber of potential clients and clients that are more ready to say yes, right? So that's a shift. I feel like there's something that needs to be shifted for you there of who you're attracting. And then B, how you're actually running the call. So when I worked with a sales coach, that made a difference for me. And now I get to help my clients with some of the things that I've learned from a variety of really, really effective spiritual, sales techniques that are heartful, that are authentic, and that are magnetizing. Yes, super magnetizing. So it doesn't need to be that hard to convince them. So if you feel like you're running the energy a lot on the sales calls, enrollment calls, exploration calls, free consultations, whatever you call it, if you feel like you're coming off the call going, God, I was like trying to convince them and somehow they still didn't get it, even though I had all these good points, like all these good reasons, then that means that you're not energetically aligned with the ease and flow and the divine feminine energy of it, because sales actually can be easy. They can be way easier, So reach out to me if you need anything more. I'm totally here for you. And I'm sure you got some arrows, some arrows and reminders here from that. Good. So feel free to type here. And then also you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to support you more than that. I feel like even just 1 or 2 sessions would just make a huge, huge, huge difference for you. So look forward to being of service with them. And yeah, my pleasure. So Annie, let's pop on. Right, and it's been easy in the past, you're missing that flow now. So that's showing you, I know that the initial thought was people are in fear and they're more tight-fisted, right? And there's truth to that, right? Because, the market has changed, the environment has changed, people are in this panic COVID thing, right? And it's also true that a lot of money is still changing hands. People are absolutely still investing. They are absolutely still investing. And keep in mind, and I know this is a statistic you might have heard before, but literally more millionaires were made during the Great Depression than any other time in U.S. history. So while most people were struggling massively, there was this small subset of the population that was prospering massively. So money can be made. My business is doing just as well this year as last year and the previous year. I'm doing fine. And there do seem to be a little bit more ups and downs, it's less consistent. And I just go into this deep faith and trust. I'm like, so it doesn't matter if I made $700 this week. I made $30,000 next week. Right? You know what I mean? So it's kind of okay, and there really is a vibrational shift that really, really helps with that. So good. So let me know what's resonating there and if you need anything further. And now I'm going to pop over to Annie, who would like some support about next step. Correct? I think this works pretty well. Doing some readings and coaching right here in our live stream. That seems to be working pretty well. Good. Yeah. I hope that was super helpful. Great. And Annie, did you have any other specific questions? And Carolyn, let me know how that was for you. Mwah. Yeah, it totally makes sense for people to invest. They need to invest in the things that will help them get to the next level, right? And when we realize, okay, this person they're farther along than I am with this, and they have what I need, and they can really help me be more consistently where I need to go and just keep up leveling, then we hire them, right? That's what we do. And it's stupid not to. it's self-sabotaging not to. It does take deeper faith, right? So here's an interesting thing for you to look at, Carolyn. You might be thinking, do I want to invest in a private session or two with Sage again about this specific issue, about magnetizing my ideal clients, about selling from the heart, and really attracting people who are more ready, willing, and able to say yes? And is that something that would be worth my investing in? And then what I want you to do is look at your meta process about that. So, and what I mean by that is you're having your own process, and then look at your process like the same way that because you get to be on the other side of the coin now, right? You get to be on the other side of the equation where I truly know that will help you. And you are like, maybe you will. But do I really want to spend the money now? Because the money's been slower lately. And, what if it doesn't work? Well, but what if it does work, right? Right? You see what I mean? So that's exactly the process that your ideal clients go through. So you can have compassion for them and also realize that, wow, it is a leap of trust and it is a leap of faith. And it's when you work with, like, this one thing I love so much about my clients and students and you guys is that you do listen to your intuition. When you have part of you that says this and part of you that says this, someone outside of you that says this, and your past track record history says this, and the things you're reading on the internet say that, you've got all this data, you've got all these different things saying all these different things about whatever choice it is that you need to make. But guess who is the tiebreaker? Guess who's the tiebreaker? The tiebreaker is your intuition. The tiebreaker is God. The tiebreaker is Jesus. The tiebreaker is your angels. Source that's outside of you and inside of you and has all knowing and all loving all the time and the highest good for all beings always. That's your tiebreaker, right? So you want to be that person who listens to the highest source and acts on that. And you also want to magnetize clients who have the capacity to do that, who when they're kind of going like this, they go, you know what? It just feels right. 51% or more feels right. And I just need to listen to that voice of love instead of the voice of fear. Because the voice of fear will keep us stuck forever and will keep us going, no, 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 no. And the voice of love goes, hey, when it's the right thing and it's showing up, you trust that, right? So that's kind of cool for you to have the opportunity to see how they feel. So there you go. Cool. And we'll talk some more. So I'm sure that we will be communicating beyond today. So Annie says, I'm still in Michigan. Thank you, God. I'm still in Michigan. I have a job waiting in California. Right. That was with the registration of voters. Is that ROV? Starting the last week of October. Plumbing not started yet. Losing faith. Trying not to worry. Let go, let God. Okay. So the question is, do you stay in Michigan? Or do you go to California and live in the lack of plumbing? Or do you go to California and live elsewhere? Or do you go to California and pay for the plumbing yourself? Or do you go to California and somehow, your brother takes care of the plumbing? Right, so there's various possibilities there. Okay, I get it, right? I'm getting the question. Yeah, okay, so we don't want to slip into fear. We want to stay in faith. So there's a few things to feel into. One question would be, is there somewhere else that you could live in California close enough to that particular job? And it might not be something that you know yet, right? So it might be like, well, I don't know where else I could go and live rent-free or like really low rent. So this could be an opportunity to work your network and to actually put something on Facebook and say like, hey, I'm looking for a place to stay in this area. And I am an awesome house sitter, dog sitter. I clean houses. I'm a healer. You know what I mean? Like, just think about if someone had a place. There's two possibilities with that. Because this is outside of the box of what you were thinking, right? You were thinking stay with where I am now or go back to the place with the no plumbing. And what I'm feeling intuitively, and I could be wrong, but what I'm feeling intuitively is that there's a third option. It's neither of those options. If you want to come back to California because it feels like your place, not just because of that one job, then the choice to make is to get creative and find another place that you can come back to in California that's close enough to that job, because that's a short-term job, so you'll need something to segue after that, right? And think about if someone owns a home or has an extra room, they either need a house sitter or they need pet sitting or something like that. Or they have a room that they'd be willing for you to live in exchange for whatever, So if I were you, I'd make a list of what are your skills that make you an attractive roommate or house sitter or pet sitter. Like, make a list of your skills. It doesn't have to be like an official resume, but it's just kind of like a list of like, you know what? I'm good at these things. I'm good at cooking. I'm good at cleaning. I'm good at erranding. I'm good at taking care of animals. I'm good at gardening. You know what I mean? Like, these are some of the things that someone might look for. And then I would put together a post. I would actually message and outreach all the people that live within like an hour of that area, and manifest your ideal next place. And once you're able to stepping stone from that place and from that job to the next thing, the benefit would be you'd be in the right area, if that's the area that you want to live in. And sometimes one job, even though it's a seasonal job or a temporary job, sometimes it leads to another job because someone knows about something. You're working with people, you make an impression, you have something else for your resume. So it's like steps. Does it make sense? So I'm going to hear from Annie now, and you're going to open to that possibility of, where else could I go? You do not deserve to live with no plumbing. In other words, you deserve to live with proper plumbing, and that's part of being safe, and that's part of treating yourself with respect and your brother treating you with respect. Now, he might have some other issues going on. I don't know if he's ADD. I don't know if he's depressed. I don't know what's going on with him. But to not take care of the plumbing and to have his sister live in a situation like that with no plumbing is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Now, maybe he can't do it. Maybe he doesn't have the money. Maybe he's just not able. But whether he's not willing or not able, the bottom line is that the plumbing is not acceptable. It is not habitable. So you have to have a high enough standard of self-love and self-care that, like, I'm not going to slide back into that. No, I am manifesting my ideal home situation, my ideal housing situation for this next chapter of my life. And think about what you want in that. And I would write a vision statement for that too. So I would do some writing about what makes you an attractive renter, housemate, dog sitter, house sitter, etc., right? And your benefits for that, what you have to offer, and what you are manifesting in exchange. And reliable plumbing is part of that. You do deserve plumbing. You deserve to be taken care of. You might be able to, and certainly the low-hanging fruit is to have a conversation with your brother and say, this is what I need, and what can I do to help you make that happen, and what do you need? You know, maybe he wants more from you, not only financial, but maybe there's something you can do to spiff up his place, you know, or it's that kind of thing of him valuing you, you valuing that place to live, and making it into a win-win. If it doesn't feel like a win-win, and you just feel like you're still banging your head against the wall and talking to a wall, and he's not taking action, I would absolutely move toward okay, there's a right place for me. There are people who need housemates. There are people who would be willing to do some kind of trade or partial trade, and there are people who need house sitters and dog sitters. This is still happening even today in COVID times, especially people who know you and like you. And you have so much to offer. You're amazing. You're a sweetheart. You're a healer. You're a musician. I don't know if you're good with plants or animals, or if you're a good cook or cleaner, but those would be some other pluses too. Okay, sweetie, so wonderful. We're going to wrap up. Wow, we had a huge, gorgeous winging it today, and I have so much love for all of you. Next week, here's what's coming up next week. And Annie, let us know how that all goes. And we can all be prayer partners for you too, to find your perfect new home situation, your right new housing situation. So next week, we have on the 25th, Friday, Angelic Money Reiki at 4 o'clock at our messenger chat. And then on the 29th, remember to mark your calendars, dear ones. On the 29th, we have our big, amazing Michaelmas Festival of All Angels. And that's the 29th Tuesday, which is actual Michaelmas Day, Archangel Michael's holiest day. It's at 4:44 p.m. Angel time, 4:44 p.m. Pacific, 29th Tuesday. That's public. It's open to as many millions of people as want to come. And please help us by spreading the word. When you see the post, click like, click share, send it out in Messenger. Anyone can join us for that, and it will be uplifting to them. They will absolutely experience healing and inspiration from the angels, including Archangel Michael. And then Friday, the 2nd of October, we have Wisdom School Guide-a-thon at 2 o'clock Pacific, and that's by Zoom. So those are our next few events. And let's take a moment to give thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, angels, for the beautiful angel toning that you gifted to us. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wisdom that came through using the angel cards as portals, as windows to peer into the heart and mind of the divine and sacred truths for all of us. Thank you for the opportunities to be here with one another as a spiritual family, as a sacred community. I ask that all of us be assisted to serve and shine at our highest and deepest levels, in health, in wealth, in love, in harmony, living in our right homes, connecting with the people that we are best harmonized with, and making the difference we came here to make, and enjoying life to the fullest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessings to each and every one of us here in Wisdom School, and all of our loved ones, and all beings everywhere. Amen. And let's get an amen. Go ahead and type your amen, your blessed be, your a woman, your aho, and so it is. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been such a joy being here with all of you today, and I will probably see you next week at Angelic Money Reiki. And then I really am super excited for the Michaelmas event, which will be a Zoom. We'll probably have, a few hundred people on there. It's going to be like a big party to celebrate Archangel Michael, and it's a feast of all angels. We can bring food, we can bring drink, we're going to have music. It's just going to be a blast, and you're going to love it. And we're going to get beautiful, beautiful channeled message or messages from the angels, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. Michaelmas, Michaelmas, Michaelmas. And also, again, happy equinox, everyone. Mwah! So we'll see you next time. Lots and lots of love. Bye for now. I'm so excited. Michaelmas, Michaelmas, Michaelmas. And also, again,